Okay, Leo, I am here with your mid to end of April spread. So I went ahead and pulled your oracle cards, and these are the ones I was drawn to. I was drawn to my animal spirit, my moonology, and work your light. So let's see what they have to say. Your animal spirit is the lion spirit. So I mean, Leo, you are the lion, so I'm definitely feeling that you are already showing up in your reading, or your focus is even on yourself. Your Moonology card is meditate and contemplate with the new moon in Pisces. It's just the card, it's not saying wait till the new moon in Pisces or any of that. And then your work your light is priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So from now until the end of April, I see you really working on yourself, okay, on a spiritual level. So this may be a very spiritual time for you. You may be like looking into different religions or faiths or whatever, or you're just really coming into your own power, okay? You're realizing your self-worth. The lion spirit does say be generous of spirit, but it talks about being confident in yourself and your abilities. And so when this card comes up sometimes, it's kind of where you're kind of doubting yourself, okay? Doubting what you can do. And your last card is talking about how are you being called to step up and lead. So I really do hear right now, for a few of you, it could be job related. You may be getting a promotion or something, or stepping into a management role, and you're a little unsure of it. And you know, that's for a small portion of you. What I really hear is how are you being called to step up and lead your life the way you want to for yourself, you know, not in a malicious way or anything like that, you know, not being stingy or arrogant or that type of thing. It's just really following what you want to do, you know, not trying to hurt other people. It's just like, no, this is the path I'm going down. Who got the reading similar to this? Not these cards, although they got that card. Might have been Cancer. So if you have a lot of Cancer in your chart, you might want to go look at that reading. But this is really you. I really just see you coming into your own power, you getting your strength, getting your courage, you know, getting your pride and getting your confidence. That's really what I'm seeing that you're working on here, is getting your confidence, you know, so you can lead. Because once you have that confidence, you know, and you're kind of living life on your terms, you know, doing things, you know, that is helping you move forward, the people around you are going to notice that, and they're going to see that. And, you know, by default, you're going to be a leader kind of to them, or an inspiration, you know. So they're going to kind of be watching you, and you're going to be inspiring others as well, you know, and maybe even leading them a little bit. Some of you, I do feel some of you are heading into, like, this is kind of talking about a job situation. But I'm getting that you are kind of a natural leader anyways. I mean, you are Leos. So I'm really getting that this is going to be these last 2 weeks. And I kind of get that you've been working on this before. It's not like you just decided mid-month, you know what, I'm going to really work on my strength and my confidence. But this is something that you have been working on. Meditate and contemplate. That's going to be what really helps you with this, okay? You know, kind of connecting to your inner self, you know, your higher self, connecting to the universe, or whatever it is whatever terminology you use for that, you know, that's going to really help you make a lot of progress on this journey, you know, this kind of soul journey that you're on at the moment. But I do see you. I'm just so drawn to this card, and I just see you really. I almost feel like people are gonna like almost not recognize you because you're just gonna exude all this confidence, and not in like a, you know, there's some people that do that, but they're just really cocky, and you're like him, her, you know, I don't. But it's like, that's not what that's going to be. This is going to just be like, they're going to be like, holy moly, look at Leo over there. Like, they got it going on, you know. I want to be more like that. I wish I had that confidence that Leo has, you know. All right, so that's your oracle cards, you know, just kind of jump off the reading. So let's see what your general cards or your general reading is going to talk about. But I do feel like this is I keep thinking kind of like profound time for you spiritually, like with yourself. So I think this is going to like be really good for you, Leo. But let's see what we got going on. Leo, what's going on for mid-April to the end of April? Please and thank you. What's happening for my Leos from mid to end of April? Please and thank you. All right, Leo. Leo, mid-April to the end of April. Please and thank you. Again, I'm using my vice versa for the general. And then for the love reading, I'll pull some Romance Angels Oracle and then my Crystal Visions. So, Leos. Nothing really wanted to pop out. Didn't want to for Cancer, I think, either, so. Okay, so some interesting cards here. A lot of major arcanas. Then we have the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So I do see some, I do see a lot here, okay? It's kind of hard to ignore all of the major arcanas. You do have Virgo showing up in your reading. And then you have a Scorpio coming up. So, but your focus is resting, recovering, recuperating. So something happened in the past, okay? And, you know, you have the Death and the Tower both here. So what I'm seeing here, in your advice, you have the Death card, okay? So someone or something, it could be you, is having a hard time letting something go, letting something in, letting something die. So something new can be reborn. So your advice is whatever that's kind of clinging to you, you know, you do have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I do feel like this Five of Cups is definitely talking about these two cards right here, okay? You do have the Two of Swords under there too, but the calm side, not the wild side, the calm side. And then you have the Chariot. So I do kind of feel like this is kind of talking to your oracle cards to start the reading. Something ended. It hasn't quite ended. You haven't quite been able to let it go and completely move on because your advice is to let it go, let it die. And sometimes I know we want something to die, we want it to end, but something on the other side like keeps pushing us towards it. So, or keeps like, you know, has a grip on us and like kind of pulls us back into it. Don't let it do that, okay? Because I do see this, I do feel like this is you. You're not really as hurt or broken up about it as you once were. You know, you're ready to move on. You're ready to look ahead. You're kind of tired of mourning what was lost. You're just kind of not seeing the point in it anymore. Like I don't feel like there's a whole lot of emotion in here. It's just you know, I kind of feel like something's kind of latching on to you and like making it hard for you to really, because you have clarity about the situation. You've made the decision, okay? You've made the decision to move forward, and you're going to. Something's just holding you back, but you are taking some rest. Your obstacle is the Hermit, so it's probably time for you to come out of Hermit mode. I feel like you've been in Hermit mode. It's kind of time, for you to, kind of not necessarily go out, but like, just don't stay to yourself so much, all right? And then your outcome is the tower crashing. It does crash, but it's not going to, I almost feel like with this side, when the tower does crash, it's almost like a relief, okay? You're like, finally, that thing is gone. There's nothing left because there's nothing in it. So when I see this side of the tower, it's like almost something's ending, yes, something's crashing, but it's nothing that really brought anything to you, brought anything into your life anyways, okay? Because, and look, we have the Chariot under here too. And, these Sphinxes are from the Chariot. So it's like you're just waiting for, you want it to crash. I don't feel like you're holding on to the situation, because everything I see in your energy is like you're ready to move forward, and your advice is like the universe is like, yeah, it's time to move forward. Let this die, because it's going to die anyways. And you're like, let it go. I don't care. It's not me that's holding on to this. I want it to end just as much as anybody else. So I do feel like there is you're finally going to be able to break free of it, okay, for the last, half of April, if you haven't been able to yet, okay? And as I feel like as your strength grows, from your oracle cards, it's more and more of that tower is going to come down, because you're not going to be having it. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm done. I don't need your BS. I don't need this BS. I'm done. You can keep trying to pull me back in, but like, you're going to stand your ground more and more. All right. Let's clarify the Four of Wands here. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So you may be you're needing to take this time to rest and recover, because you were kind of thrown off. You were just kind of thrown off. You were just you had things set, okay? You were on solid ground, and then bam, and now you're like almost scrambling energy. Or at least that's what it felt, but so you're like, you know what, I'm not doing this, King of Pentacles reversed. I want to get back on my solid ground. I want to get back on my solid footing. I want to be stable. I want things to be stable. And so, you're taking this time to rest and kind of like get things in order, okay? So you can get back to that solid foundation, okay? Whatever that solid foundation that you're going to build, okay? So let's see. Why is the Hermit here as the obstacle? Please and thank you. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles here. Okay, lots of earth energy showing up. But it's in the reverse, okay? So, like I said, and this is totally going back to the King of Pentacles, because both of these are kind of long-term. You know, the Ten of Pentacles is talking about abundance. And, you know, you've kind of been in hermit mode. Reminiscing on this abundance that you had pictured for yourself. You know, like, maybe that's what's kind of held you back. Not necessarily what you lost now, but the stability and the abundance, you know, that you were planning for in the future. Because everything I see here with your clarifying card so far is long term, okay? So something long term may have happened, or it may, you know, you may have suffered a financial loss. Maybe you lost your job, or what you thought was going to set you up in the future, long term, everything that you've worked so hard for, it's not there anymore, okay? And so you're kind of having to start over again and get your bearings straight, you know, and you're like, well, damn, you know, I'd worked so hard and now it's like I'm starting over again. All right, why is death here as the advice? Please and thank you. Why is death here as the advice for Leo for the last half of April? Please and thank you. Nine of Swords. Okay. This is good though. You know, there's nothing to worry about, okay? This is your advice. There, you know, you have the Nine of Swords. It's talking about anxiety. It's talking about not being able to sleep, you know, sleepless nights, not, you know. But when it's reversed like this, it means you're coming out of that. There is no need to worry, okay? There's no need to worry about this ending. There's no need to stress about this. You know, stop letting this cause you anxiety, because things are going to work out, okay? All right. Why is the Tower here as the outcome? Oh, okay. Ace of Swords. So it finally ends. You know, the Tower finally comes down. All right? And it's like you get this new clarity. Okay, you get clarity. And you see that what ended, you know, once the Tower's down, you see that there was nothing really in there for you, okay? There was, it was empty. And so now you can move forward because you have total clarity, okay? So, yeah. This is an interesting reading, okay? I'm not saying it's a good or bad reading, because it's not. It's kind of like in the middle, but it's very interesting. You're definitely going through something right now, Leo. And I feel like the strength you are going to gain from this situation, as much as it sucks, as much as it has sucked, because I get that it doesn't suck as bad right now as it has, okay? Because you have made it, you have done a lot to get to where you are now. I get that it's gonna be okay, and the strength and confidence you get from all of this is just gonna be insane. Like it's like you're going to be coming into your power, okay? And I don't think you could have ever done that or fully realized your own power and your own self-love without having to go through this, as much as it sucks. But I do get that in the end, Leo, you know, it works out for Leo. So, all right, let's do love. What's happening for Leo in love for mid to end of April, the rest of April? Please and thank you. What do we need to know about Leo for love for the rest of April? Please and thank you. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So, I'm kind of feeling what was going on in your general spread is directly related to this codependency, okay? I didn't want to say a relationship necessarily in the general reading because it is, I do try to make that general, but a lot of the time, you know, our love life bleeds over to other parts of our lives. But for some of you, I'm feeling that a relationship has ended and it was very codependent. It was very toxic, okay? Not necessarily that either one of you are bad, okay? It's just that you together were bad. You were very codependent on each other. Some of you, I do see that, you know, there was addictions outside, either by you or by them, but I didn't really get any addiction cards from you, and I didn't get that feeling, so maybe your partner, you know, is having some trouble struggling with that. But, and that's why you're getting your strength, okay, is because, you know, you're having to kind of start over on your own for some of y'all, okay, for some of y'all. But let's get into it. Let's see what's happening for Leo for the the last half of April in love. What is the recent past? Please and thank you. Recent past. 2 more cards, please and thank you. Knight of Wands. So this is definitely fire energy. This could be your energy, okay? But this is the recent past. So, what I'm seeing here is that this person was very passionate, okay? This one took action, okay? And this could be a relationship, all right? This could be the relationship. The codependency relationship is kind of what I'm feeling. Because your Knight of Wands, I'm not really feeling like this is your energy, okay? And it's like this, but it could be the relationship, the energy of the relationship. That's kind of what I'm feeling. It might have been the two of you together. It was just very passionate. It was very fiery. It was just explosive, kind of comes to my mind. And when I see this, I'm like, you were just having to hold on tight because this just moved so fast and was so passionate, okay? That's what I keep going back to it, okay? There was a lot of passion on both ends, but it was like you just had to kind of hold on tight. You know, this is kind of normally talking about, you know, keeping things to yourself, you know, kind of being greedy, but when I see this one, it's like you just had to hold on tight. You just had to hold on because things moved so fast. Like, that's all you really could do, okay, for both of you. But I see that it ended, okay? It was like as fast as it came in and like burned bright, you know, it did kind of burn out, and there was a lot of hurt. There was just a lot of hurt, okay? So let's see what the current energy for Leo in love is. Current energy for Leo in love. Okay, well, 4 came out, so. You're using your head. Okay. Oh, some more major arcanas. It did come out reversed. You have the Fool, you have the World. So, again, this is, you know, something not fully ending. Something's, you know, this, it hasn't fully ended. The cycle hasn't fully completed. You're not at the place where you can say, yes, that is done. That chapter in my life is done. You know, you're not taking any new leaps of faith right now, okay? Instead, the only upright card you have here is the Queen of Swords. So, you are being very analytical, not necessarily in a bad way, but you're thinking things through, okay? You're not going to rush in and make hasty decisions. You are going to think very clearly, very precisely, you know. You're also relying on yourself here, okay? Like, with the Queen of Swords, I feel like out of all the queens, possibly the Queen of Wands in this deck too, but she's the one who doesn't need anybody, okay? She's definitely the one who is fine being on her own. She's very self-sufficient. I'm getting that that's the energy that you are embodying, okay? Because right now, this is really what's sticking out. Not just the fact that all your other cards are reversed and she's the only one upright, but you're focused on you right now. You're focused on, you know, being independent, all right? You're not going out. You're not going out and celebrating with new people. You're not looking for a new beginning right now. You're not taking leaps of faith. In fact, you know, you're waiting for this chapter to end because you know that taking a brand new leap of faith before this has ended is foolish anyways, you know. So you're like, no, you know, this has to end before I can even think about taking leaps of faith and going out, okay? Because this hasn't ended, all right? So, very interesting. It was funny, I was like, I almost said before, I was like, well, let's do your love reading if you're even looking for love. So, but I get that I kind of feel like you're not. You're just not, okay? And that's cool. You don't have to be looking for love every second of every day. We all have times in our life that we need to just kind of be by ourselves. So that's cool. All right, you know, work on our self-love. So what does the next 2 weeks look like? The near future for Leo in love. What does the last half of April look for Leo in love? Please and thank you. Okay, you want to come out? 3 of Wands. What else? 2 more cards, please. And thank you. Okay, so funny, you do have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, so I'll keep that out. You do have the 4 of Wands coming before that too, and the Hierophant, 9 of Cups. So there are good things coming, okay? Definitely, but I kind of feel like this is kind of stuff that's going to happen after, you know, past April. So you do have definite good things coming in, okay? Great things coming in. But right now, you're just kind of, 3 of Wands, you might be contemplating travel. Some of you might be contemplating moving. Or will be thinking about moving. Some of you are just going to be kind of like planning a trip to get away from it. You are not going to be offering any kind of communication with this person, okay? You're still not quite feeling balanced during this time, okay? You still haven't quite got your you know, your balance and your harmony together. So that's really what you're going to be focusing on. That might be why you decide to go on a trip, to kind of go out and clear your head and like get a little bit of peace and balance back into your life. But I get this is what you're going to be working on. I haven't seen this many major arcanas in a reading for a while now. So this is definitely a major thing that you're going through, okay? So, and I feel like you're doing all of the right things, okay? You're focusing on yourself. You're finding your strength, finding your confidence. You're not opening, you're not opening communication. You're just not. You're completely working on cutting it out and finding your own balance. You're not willing to start anything new without this fully coming to a close, because you know that you need to completely heal. You need to make sure that that chapter is completely closed before you can move on with this Ace of Pentacles and this new love. And this new love that comes in once all of this is taken care of, and I do feel like it's not necessarily May, but after April, it may end in marriage. Okay, your wishes are going to be fulfilled, and change is going to come fast. Okay, so that's what you have to look forward to. But and the reason you have that to look forward to is because you're putting in the work, okay? You're doing things the right way, all right? You're just putting the work in. All right, Leo, that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.